this is all across America. And I'll say this in closing so we can get to our next topics. Anything that they got these guys on trial for, the U.S. government, because that's who got them on trial, murder, drugs, whatever, extortion, they do and have done wholesale in other countries. Drugs taken, like you said, 9/11. They do it, but they do it in the name of freedom and do it in the name of these things like that. So who is the judge, jury, and executioner to go in and look over them and say what if they're doing is just? Because you go to other countries, they don't look. They say that the United States is stealing and raping and doing all that stuff over there. So taking drugs and all that. So that's why it's hard for us to really like say, oh, these dudes, because we know it's being done, at a higher level. But yeah, I just wanted to put that, out there. It's a full audio. He gets into a lot more other stuff too. So I can't wait till that goes. That's going to be dope.
Shout out to OBA. Shout out to them brothers. Keep y'all heads up, man. Can't wait to talk to y'all once all of this is said and done. Yeah. Y'all know where the platform is. Y'all know where y'all can find us. Holla at us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But you're tuned into the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast with your brother, Oh God, and SamAnt. We going in today. Now, speaking of rappers, SamAnt, you were telling me about Suge Knight.
Yo.
And him pretty much, somebody, I don't know who the person is, but saying that he was trying to put a hit out to get Biggie and Tupac wiped out. Is that true?
Yeah, man. Tom Sizemore. I'm trying to look up some of the movies he was in. He was in some movies back in the day.
Right.
If you see his face, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. I think he was in Saving Private Ryan. That was one of his most popular movies, but he was in some movies that we know, like some of Gritty Jones.
Right.
He said, according to The Sun, he came out saying that he told the FBI that he would wear a wire to prove that Suge Knight put the hits out on Tupac Shakur and Biggie. He said he recounted a meeting Knight once before had at an AA meeting that he arranged to have Tupac and Biggie killed. Apparently, Tom Sizemore told the FBI he had met with a gang member who tipped him off about Suge's involvement in the rap star's murders. Sizemore reportedly had connections to another gang member who had more information on Suge's involvement and said that he passed their number to the FBI. Sizemore will wear a wire or provide any information to help solve the Biggie Smalls murder. The paperwork reads, it was retrieved by producer Don Sorosky, who used the files for research on the City of Lies film that revolves around the deaths of both Biggie and Tupac. There's a lot of information out there about this case, but I think these documents really tell a huge story. Sorosky said, when I was researching this case, I found it very disenchanting because at the end of the day, someone is dead, which is Biggie, and these documents exist, but no one has seemed to care enough to look into them or put them out there into the public. He went to the FBI, said he would wear a wire to prove it.
Wow.
Oh God, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't want to, jump off the deep end here, but because he said he would do it, but did he do it? I mean, it's two different things. So I don't know if I believe, this. I got to be honest, which I would like to see more. But over the years, man, there's just been so many different renditions of what happened, who did what, and to date, if I'm not mistaken, nobody has been caught for either one of these brothers being slain. So, people will continue to throw stuff out there. Now, I would think, not to say that it's true, it'll be more likely that he may have been, involved with Biggie than Pac. I don't see him, especially sitting in a whip. Like, what dude's going to sit in a whip and have somebody take target practice? And he got grazed, if I'm not mistaken, in his head, and have his man that they was making money together. He's making money off him. However you want to see it, his cash cow be shot and killed. Come on, man. Yeah, I just don't see it happening like that at all. I just don't, man.
And I mean, you just got to look at the source.
Right.
We got to pay attention to the source. And this dude has a laundry list of abuse allegations, substance abuse allegations,
right, all
kind of abuse allegations, you name it. He got hit with possession of methamphetamine back in 2007. He a number of stuff. All right, the list goes on and on. Right. He had conversations with Suge Knight at an AA meeting. So this dude to want to just willingly throw on a wire and talk, it's not surprising to me. That's an erratic kind of behavioral thing to kind of jump out and do. We just seen something out in the courtroom where they had a witness that was a meth head, or I forgot what
it was meth
head,
meth.
And she was taking rocks out of evidence and all kind of crazy stuff. So erratic behavior is around that kind of abuse and that kind of substance. So you can't hold this dude's word to bond. It sounds crazy. It's great to talk about. It's a great headline. And Suge Knight's one of those characters where people would love to paint that picture because he was such a mean, tough dude back in the day. It just goes and makes sense. Okay, remember what he said at the Source Awards about Biggie? We had rumors that Tupac was leaving, so he ain't like him anyway. Blah, blah, blah. Right. The narrative makes sense, but you can't hold this word to bond. Like you said, I agree. I don't really believe him either. Yeah,
not at all. But I mean, his story made it to the big time. So, you know what I mean? He must have, made some type of splash, some type of wave somewhere. We are talking about it and other people are as well. But yeah, man, I think that it's a travesty that they haven't been able to find, the killers of either one of these two gentlemen. What makes you think that it was definitely some kind of conspiracy type cover-up thing going on with that, but some higher power, higher forces that they couldn't find them, especially where these two gentlemen were killed at. It's just, but I don't think they ever find them, SamAnt, after all these years, man.
Wasn't Orlando Anderson, wasn't they saying that he did it, he killed Tupac?
They were saying most likely. What your boy Reg, your brother, did it.
Funny as hell.
What was he saying? I forgot what that nigga said. I forgot already.
I don't honestly think he said anything. Did he say Orlando Anderson? I think
he may have said like the Crips song, something like that.
Yeah, he said something along those lines. We got to go back and reference the interview. I'm not really sure right now.
Right.
They never convicted him, and obviously he's no longer alive to convict anyway. So that could never happen.
Right.
I don't think I've ever heard a name come out on Biggie. I must admit I haven't looked at any of the recent documentaries or anything that came out recently about these two. At this point, I think everybody that's doing it is doing it for publicity. I want to see some real justice done, or something come out. And I could be mistaken. One of these documentaries or something could have something real substantial to it and get to the bottom of it. But like you said, as of today, no convictions in these two murders. We hear theories all day long. This is the latest theory. It's a good one, but Suge Knight's heard this before too.
Yeah. And right now he's behind bars, and that kind of is what it is. But, God rest those brothers, Biggie and Tupac, and made that legacy continue live on, man.
Exactly. Facts.
Yes, sir. Well, somebody's legacy that's going to continue to live on, SamAnt, we know, is Academy Award-winning actress Mo'Nique. Well, she filed a lawsuit, SamAnt, against Netflix the other day. Now, she's pretty much accusing them of discriminating against her as a Black woman. Now, the suit that was obtained by CNN states that Netflix offered Mo'Nique $500,000 to appear in a 1-hour comedy special while signing multi-million-dollar deals with other comedians that include Jerry Seinfeld, Amy Schumer, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, and Ellen DeGeneres. Now, the terms of Netflix offer to Mo'Nique, they say, were discriminatory based on her gender, race, color. The suit states, and I quote, "The offer tried to perpetuate the drastic pay gap experienced by Black women when compared to both men and white people." Now, in January 2018, Mo'Nique called for the boycott, as we know, SamAnt, of Netflix. Of course, it didn't happen, but she went on Charlemagne the God, Steve Harvey, a few shows, pretty much, not complaining, but putting her her words out there and wanted people to get behind her. And now she's taking them to court for an undisclosed amount. How do you feel about it, and do you think it'll be successful, SamAnt?
Maybe. Netflix is going to have to prove that they don't. Now, she also said that the chief communications officer of Netflix once used the N-word in the conference meeting in 2018. And she claimed that Netflix allowed Kevin Spacey, who's, if you know that name, is involved in some deep water, said the N-word and was allowed to say the N-word on the set of House of Cards without any consequence. She's coming prepared. Whether you agree with what she's doing or not, whether you agree that she deserves the money that she went out to get or not, Netflix is going to have to prove that they didn't do this, or she's getting paid. And I think that she deserves it. I think that she may have a point on a lot of these things. We've seen Netflix be very generous when it comes to a lot of Black cinema, Black comedy. It's definitely found its market. Now, one could say that they profit very heavily off of that market because they throw some of our favorites. I was in there watching Money Talks a couple of days ago, just enjoying, reminiscing on the joint. They give us a lot of our entertainment. Love Jones is on there. They know what they're catering to. They know who they're trying to stream to.
Right.
So one can argue it's a business move on their part. They're going to have to prove behind the scenes that they're doing everything and complying under these regulations the right way. and no discriminatory action is being done.
Right.
Because like I said, Monique is prepared, and we'll see what happens. What do you think?
Well, Netflix did put out a statement in regard to that. They put, "We care deeply about inclusion, equality, and diversity, and take